Watching movies and jamming out. K-Flix 198.4 Fiction Radio.
Welcome back to K-Flix Fiction Radio, everyone. I'm sorry. My dog ate all my homework last night. I'm just gonna have to write a note on my chair. Dustin's not gonna know that I'm not here. You know, we'll just do the show tomorrow. It'll be all right.
Hey, what's going on here?
Oh shit! Yeah, you can see me, can't you? Fuck.
Yeah, I could totally see you. What was that?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, my dog ate all my show notes last night, so I was, I don't know. I got caught up. Look, we're doing Saved by the Bell. I was in a Saved by the Bell loop, I guess. I don't know.
I thought I recognized that bit.
We're talking all things Saved by the Bell today, kids. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's right. We're going early 90s. Would you call it a preteen show? Teen show?
Yeah, well, they're in high school, so I would consider that preteen into teen.
Yeah, for sure. Because I feel like there were more serious and risque shows like 90210, and those were still like teen-oriented.
Yeah.
That was like older teens. That was like you were in high school, you wanted to know about the next step.
Right.
And I feel like high school set shows are often for middle schoolers.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's not a hard and fast rule. Just an observation based on my limited experience.
I guess I did consume more than my fair share of high school shows before I was in high school. You know, hanging with Mr. Cooper, Hang Time, a lot of basketball shows, I guess. Both of those are basketball shows.
Those are all basketball. What's Hang Time? Never heard of that.
If I remember correctly, Hang Time, Dick Butkus was the coach of Hang Time.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember a whole lot about the show outside
So he was a coach in the show.
Yes.
Actual Dick Butkus.
He didn't play Dick Butkus, but like after he was done with his own sporting career, he
took an acting
was
career.
on this show. Yes.
Okay. This would have been on the heels of Coach, the show, the successful sitcom show.
Yes. So this show ran from 95 to 2000. I'm on the IMDb right now. And
5 years? I've never heard of it.
yeah. It had the do you remember that movie Little Monsters?
No.
With the Savage Brothers and Howie Mandel playing the monster under their bed?
Oh. No. When I think of Howie Mandel as a voice actor, it's straight to Bobby's World.
No, this is a live action thing. He's a monster in makeup.
No, I didn't. I missed this whole era.
Well, the little girl from that movie, Amber Barretto, is in this Hang Time show. Anyway, we're not talking about Hang Time. We're talking about Saved by the Bell here, kids.
Well, I kind of want to talk about Hang Time, but
there might be a fictional band in Hang Time. I genuinely don't remember. I just remember watching the show.
yeah.
It would probably be one hell of a nostalgia trip to even go back and watch a couple episodes of this. 104 of them.
Holy hell. Really, really, really great shows don't get 104 episodes anymore. That's an insane amount of television. I'm not even saying I want them to. I would just watch less great shows, I think, if they were all that long.
The time commitment is crazy.
Anyway, we're old men. TV used to be simple. There were 5 channels. You said it. We're here to talk about Saved by the Bell, which, Shawn, rewatching some of these episodes, and I only watched a handful. I know you caught a couple additional ones. Mm-hmm. The thing that struck me was how much it feels like the predecessor to all of the Hannah Montana, iCarly, like Disney and Nickelodeon stuff that's kind of for the same audience, if maybe a little younger, but it felt more like that than other sitcoms that were on at the same time.
Okay, sure. Well, I would say Full House was also just as influential in its force-feeding you meaning of things at the end of the episodes.
Like its moral lessons and stuff?
Uh-huh, yeah.
Definitely. But that format already existed. Maybe Saved by the Bell wasn't the groundbreaker, but I feel like the family sitcom was very established at that point. But I guess the thing that differentiates them is this is a kid cast, and these are jokes kind of more for kids. Like literally a kid cast. They were pretty young, I think. It wasn't your typical late 20s, early 30s playing high schoolers.
No, they were high school aged for the show when the show was being made.
Which I feel like that is the thing that Disney and Nickelodeon took and ran with.
Okay, sure.
And just like the fact that Zack addresses the camera directly, devices like that got adopted by other shows.
So, Dustin, you did not watch the suggested viewings. You only watched my must-watch episodes, correct?
That's correct. I don't know if this will go in or not, but if the viewers care, I'm currently rehabbing a house that I'm trying to move into, and I have super limited free time, so I rely on old Shawn here to give me the gotta watch rundown, and I take it in.
Well, I appreciate you making the time to consume the must-watch episodes of Saved by the Bell.
Oh, of course, my friend, of course. But yeah, I did miss, well, I think I started watching and then didn't finish the radio station episode.
Oh, okay, so you are aware at least a little bit of the Saved by the Bell radio station.
Yeah.
98.6 KKTY FM.
Fictional radio station on our fictional radio station.
Zack and the crew stumble upon this radio station on accident, and they go to talk to Belding about getting it back on the air.
That's right. Yeah, it's just like hidden behind the wall or something.
Yeah, and all of the stuff's just covered with tarps.
You know, it looks old, but it's like a massive, like, stocked studio. There are like racks of gear and stuff in there, and they're like, no one's using this anymore. Our high school radio station.
I mean, if I would have discovered something like that at our high school, that would have been pretty friggin' wild.
Yeah, it would have been insane. Our high school that got air conditioning while we were there.
Yes, that high school.
In the year 2000.
So when the crew go to Belding to talk about it, we find out that Belding used to be a disc jockey on this radio station, and he tells the gang the nicknames that he used to go by on the radio. Did you happen to catch those?
I did not, no.
There are 3 of them. One of them is the Master Blaster.
Okay.
The second one is the Big Bopper, which is a real person.
Real musician, famously died in the plane crash with Buddy Holly.
And Richie Valens.
And others.
And finally, the Boss, which he admits Bruce Springsteen stole from him.
Sure, yeah. There's a Saved by the Bell joke.
Yeah, for sure. So the arc of this episode is they reboot the radio station in hopes to save the Max, because the Max is in financial trouble and needs some assistance.
There's like always something going down with the Max. It's a problem property. The city should look into it.
Yes, they should. They should really take notice. So Zack plays a song during the fundraiser for Save the Max, and I went ahead and pulled a little clip for it. I assume the song title is something along the lines of "I Need Your Money."
Okay.
Whoa, whoa, I need your money. I need your love. I need your honey when I push off the job. I need
Hey, Preppy, wake up.
Kind of sounds like the Beats a little bit.
A little bit. It kind of sounds like the song Money. Like, that's what I want a little bit, too.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I could see that.
But okay, sorry. I don't want to breeze past your comment there. I could totally hear the beats. Early beats, if you will, before they up their tempo a bit.
So all of the music in Saved by the Bell, the original run, was done by 2 men, Scott Gale and Rich Eames.
All of it, including the famous theme song?
Yes.
Oh.
And I have some information about both of the fellas before we dive headfirst into the music itself. Rich Eames is one of those classic touring musicians who's been involved with top-tier names like the Pointer Sisters and Lou Rawls. He played piano for them on tour, which is pretty rad.
Nice.
And he's released a handful of jazz albums, most recently in 2019, the album Sky Language. And this is a song called Flying Dreams off that record.
Oh, I dig this. This is like Nintendo golf game music.
Oh my God, it totally is. That's awesome.
And I love it. And I love it, love it, love it.
Scott Gale worked on every single episode of The Golden Girls as music coordinator.
Oh, wow.
He says in an interview that I watched that he's worked on over 2,000 episodes of television.
Holy cow.
So So this YouTube channel, Great Big Story, did an interview with Scott Gale, and he talks about writing the theme song for Saved by the Bell. Here's a little clip of that.
I got the first call at the very end of '89 from the producers about working on a new television show, and it was going to be called Saved by the Bell. They told me that it might make 7 episodes, maybe not. So I put the phone down. 2 minutes later, the song came out of me. By the time I grab my books and I give myself a look, I'm at the corner just in time to see the bus fly by. It's all right, because I'm saved by the bell. And I'd say it was like the luckiest 2 minutes of my life. And when they heard mine, they said, that's it, that's it. I heard later that they did not want the name of the show in the title, but I did not get that note. Saved by the Bell was competing with cartoons at the time because Saturday morning on NBC, there was no live action for kids. So everything needed to be brash and happy and lots of visual and lots of color. Peter Engel, the executive producer, he always told us, I want rock, I want it to be happy, I want it to be driving, and I want it to rock.
That's great. I've actually read sort of that story from the perspective of the show creator.
Oh.
He sent this out to multiple people to try to write this theme song for his show. And he was like, whatever you do, don't put Saved by the Bell in the lyrics of the song. And then he heard this and he was like, well, shit, it's the best.
Well, this one's the best one. That's pretty awesome.
It's fun. It's like a modern take on a Chuck Berry song, really. It's just like straight blues rock.
We'll get to the theme song in a couple of seconds here, but first I wanted to play a little clip from a 2016 interview from a Texas news station. And this is Scott Gale playing with Great Band. That's GR8 Band.
Oh, okay.
I had a girlfriend, but she dumped me. I had a car, but it broke down. I had a dog, but it bit me, and my friends stopped coming around. I was down to my last dollar when I ran into you. Ain't it amazing what a little love? Ain't it amazing what a little love? Ain't it amazing what a little love can do?
So yeah, he took on a little country career in his later years.
That's fun. That's fun. I would say that rides the gap between country and blues, roots rock.
Fair.
Yeah, that was a fun clip. Just as an aside, and this is nothing against Mr. Gale, but I always think it's hilarious when like old people are like, what do the kids do? I think they use numbers as words. Like it's like when I saw the Heard Skater Boy by Avril Lavigne for the first time, and I was just like, this is dumb. Some old person fucking came up with this.
So here is Great Band featuring Scott Gale doing the Saved by the Bell theme song.
Oh, nice.
I made a mess and my dog ate on my homework last night. Riding low in my chair, you know that I'm there. If I can turn it in tomorrow, it'll be alright. It's alright.
Nice. Yeah, that verse is pure Chuck Berry.
Yes.
But I do think the genius in the Saved by the Bell theme song is in that whenever they hit that lower note on the "It's All Right," I think that's what makes it the memorable song that it is.
Speaking of, let's take a listen to the original version.
When I wake up in the morning and the alarm gets out of warning, I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time I grab my books and I give myself a look, I'm at the corner just in time to see the bus fly by. It's alright, 'cause I'm saved by the bell. If the teacher pops a test, I know I'm in a mess, and my dog ate all my homework last night. Riding low in my chair, she won't know that I'm there. If I can hand it in tomorrow, it'll be alright. It's alright, 'cause I'm saved by the bell.
It's crazy. You just played that song for longer than any modern theme song would last.
It keeps going. It keeps going. That's not. I cut it off.
No,
There's like the
I know.
guitar solo.
Just going back and realizing how much time was spent on just that. every time. And it was never like, oh God, this theme song again. Because the most recently you could have possibly seen in syndication, you saw an episode yesterday.
Yeah.
But if you were watching it when it was on, you saw an episode last week.
Yep.
You wanted to hear that song again.
I will say, in terms of a modern theme song and opening to a show, Peacemaker had a great one.
Ooh, I still haven't checked that out.
Oh, it's pretty great, man. The whole cast is doing a choreographed dance for the opening of the show.
I'm not opposed to longer theme songs. I think it's a cool throwback. You got to make it good.
You can make it work.
Yeah.
Did you happen to listen to the theme song from the reboot?
No, actually, I didn't.
I think we should take a little listen to that. It's done by the artist Little Yachty.
When I wake up in the morning, the alarm gives out a warning. I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time I grab my books and I give myself a look, I'm at the corner just in time. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright, 'cause I'm saved by the bell.
First thing to me is it's interesting they chose to stick with the like old ratty sample of the bell. Like it's the same bell, but like it stands out now because it's like, oh, it sounds like you got that off of VHS. Like you maybe lost it and you had to pull it out of an episode that someone had taped. But at the same time, if they didn't, everybody would be like, that sounds weird. It's not the Saved by the Bell song. The bell's different. Everybody would notice the bell. So I'm not making a judgment on it. It's just interesting.
Sure.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay. It's a cool update.
Certainly different.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what would make me happy. Because if they just used the old one, I'd be like, that's weird too.
So now that we got the theme song covered, let's go ahead and dive into the actual music from the episodes. And there's a lot to choose from. We could start with Zack Attack. We could go for Hot Sundae. But my vote is we start with the school song episode because there's a lot of material there.
So one thing that I'm a little confused about in this episode, Shawn, is like, what happened to Jessie and Kelly? We've got this new character, Tori, who I don't even remember from when I watched the show as a kid. She's like this weird, like, bad girl, leather jacket type. Mm-hmm. But the other two are nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, that's correct. And I do have a little bit of information on that. To my understanding, the way that it happened was they wrapped production on season 4. They shot the graduation episode, which remains the finale, and then NBC ordered 10 more episodes of the show. Oh. But since it wrapped production, everybody's contract was over, so they had to strike new contracts with everyone in the cast, but Elizabeth Berkley and Tiffany Thiessen couldn't come to an agreement for a new contract for 10 more episodes. In walks Tori.
Oh, wow. So they just filled it out for these 10 episodes and then like backfilled the season?
Uh-huh. Yeah, they just sort of sprinkled in Tori episodes throughout the season so it still has the correct ending point.
Oh, that's even weirder when shows do that because then there's no like continuity explanation at all. It's just like one day they're hanging out with these people and one day they're hanging out with this other new person.
Yeah.
But then it goes back and forth, presumably, because they just sprinkle them in.
Yeah. So in the school song episode, Belding is tasking the student body with writing a new school song. And in classic Zach Morris fashion, he sabotages everyone else's song but his.
Sure, yeah, he sets out to rig the competition.
This is the first example of that when Slater and Lisa are presenting their piano stylings to the group.
What do you think?
Nice, but I had a little variation. Do you mind?
Oh, not at all. Oh, no. I think it was fine the way it was. Don't let her wreck it. She's just jealous.
I like hers better.
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
A little more jazz, a little more upbeat.
But, you know, he knows how to push his friends' buttons specifically.
Classic manipulator.
So when Zach sabotaged the big group, everyone went off into solo efforts to write the new school song, and that turned out like this.
Oh, give me a school. Screech. What are you doing? Writing a new school song. What else? Wait a minute. I thought you weren't going to do that. Well, not with those jerks. I'm writing one on my own. Oh, give me a school.
Screech, you twink. That's Home on the Range.
You're crazy, Zach. That's a cowboy song. This is about a school.
Oh, Screech is my only competition. I won't have a thing to worry about.
Bayside. Sing a song so symphony.
Then everyone in school comes out to play their
Right.
song at once.
The bagpipe girl, the giant marching band drum
accordion, yeah.
guy. Yeah. Oh, maybe. Oh, it was an accordion, not a bagpipe. Bagpipe would be a bridge too far.
Louise?
Wait, did we get a hey, hey, hey?
We did, yeah. There was a hey, hey, hey.
One of the first internet supercuts I remember was just someone strung together all of the hey, 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 what's going on here?
Hey, 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 hey! What is going on here?
Oh, what is going on here? Like, I don't know if they did it intentionally or if it was just like Belding goes to interrupt them and that's just what he did every time and it was fine. But it's hilarious now how many times he said exactly that phrase. Hey, 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 what's going on here?
Catchphrases have always been a part of sitcoms, so if you find one that works, you're gonna plow it to death.
I didn't even think of it as a catchphrase, but you're totally right.
The next song Zach messes up is one from Slater and Tori called Bayside Will Remember. Gotta make sure that piano's out of tune.
Game we almost won. The prom where we had so much fun. Can all those days be coming to an end?
Of all of his nasty pranks, that one is pretty ruthless because you gotta like call somebody. Tuning a piano is no joke.
I've never even tried to do it. Why would I?
No, you can't. You call a piano tuner. That's their thing. You have to get a person to come tune your piano.
Oh, okay.
You in theory you could, but there are like special tools and like people have developed an ear for it. It's like a trade. Yeah, like piano tuning. That's why you have someone come if you're really fancy once a year or even twice a year when the seasons change.
Wow, okay. Next up is Screech, who Zach doesn't even sabotage. He says he doesn't have to because it's Screech.
He'll do it to himself.
Oh, give me a school with a big swimming pool and a library crammed full of books. Where seldom is heard a complaint from a nerd, and the chess team has plenty of rocks. Home at school, where the Swiss steak makes everyone drool, where dissecting mice can be awfully nice. Oh, Bayside, I think you're a jewel.
His performance for that song is wholly unhinged, and I love it.
Yeah. It's a good little joke, and it's a free song for them.
Yeah.
By the way, not just Zach. Everyone's so mean to Screech.
Yes.
Like we've really come out of the making fun of nerds era of fiction.
Thankfully.
That was a huge part of like everything in our youth, though. It was like stupid nerds. Just they deserved it.
Yeah.
But who came first, Steve Urkel or Screech Powers?
Screech.
Screech, really?
I mean, I'll fact check it right now, but
I don't know. I feel like Family Matters might have started in '89.
Oh, Family Matters did start in '89. Well,
But
wait, so
Urkel wasn't like the center of Family Matters when it started.
and was Screech in Good Morning Miss Bliss?
Oh, he was. Oh, so it was just a zeitgeist moment.
Well, you know,
When did Revenge of the Nerds come out?
Revenge of the Nerds 1 was 84.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
And finally, we have Zach's submission for the school song.
Bayside is a school that's cool, and you know that it's true. The girls are the cutest, and the guys are the hippest too. Oh, the schools try to touch us, but you know that they don't have a clue. You're rocking and I'm rolling from the morning till the day is through. We are rocking and I'm
And that's actually Mark Paul Gosselaar singing as Zack right there. They didn't dub that over for that one.
So it was on a song-by-song basis throughout the show where they chose to dub?
I guess so.
I was not clear on who was singing what when, I'll say that.
I mean, that certainly sounds like Mark Paul Gosselaar.
It does, yeah.
I think that was Mario Lopez singing in the clip before as well.
Yeah, it did sound like it. It does not sound like him in several other songs. It does not sound like him, notably. In this one that that Zack just played, he's a bit of a Marty McFly. It sounds like he's It's supposed to be this like school unity song, and he's just up there rocking. You know, like I could just hear the guitar getting louder until you can't even hear what he's saying, and Huey Lewis shuts it down.
So the two songs that make the finals are Screech's song and Zack's song, but Tori, Lisa, and Slater find out that Zack sabotaged their work, so they get him back by giving him some sort of a liquid that messes up his ability to sing when he has to perform with the rest of the Glee Club.
Yeah, lemon extract, I believe.
The girls are the cutest and the guys are the hippest too. And the schools try to touch us, but you know that they don't have a clue. Yeah, I'm wrong.
It gives him a stroke, apparently.
Yeah.
Because it's not just his voice, but seemingly his brain's ability to get words out of his face.
I love that they're mocking him.
Yeah, I do enjoy that the chorus just follows whatever nonsense he says.
Yeah. And then Screech's song gets a little bit of a rewrite and ends up becoming the school song. Goes a little something like this.
It seems like only yesterday we started, but soon we'll put away our books and pens. We'll go on with our lives once we have parted, but how can we say farewell to our friends?
Did we have a school song, Dustin?
I don't recall. I feel like we probably did, but I don't know if it had words.
Yeah, I mean, like, our sports team probably had a fight song that the band would
there
play.
was like an orchestral something. A bit of a rewrite is an understatement. It's no longer based on Home on the Range at all.
No.
That song that song went on to become the basis of the musical Rent, as you know.
I was like...
I saw you start to follow me, and I was like, no, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. That is not a fact.
I was like, holy fuck, what? Oh, man. Yeah, well, I mean, you could have had me going there for a while.
I wish I would have. I love how also everyone can play piano in this episode. This is the only one where they all play the piano. Like every single person who comes up with a song, I'm like, wow, they're all incredibly musically talented.
What do you say we move on to Hot Sundae, Dustin? I'm ready for an ice cream treat.
Hot Sundae from Season 2, Episode 9, Jessie's song, probably at this point, the most famous episode of this show.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah, it's the episode where Jessie gets addicted to pills.
Caffeine
pills, to be exact. Yeah, and I love all the reactions of all the other characters who are like, Jessie, you're on drugs! And the implication that they work. That they don't just make you shit everywhere and feel awful at a certain point instead of just giving you limitless energy.
Oh, man. Caffeine pills.
Her breaking down, singing I'm so excited into I'm so scared is, I would say, the most like memed scene of this show.
Yeah, once again, I'm in total agreement with you.
I love also every one of these musical episodes has some like shoehorned way to give us a reason for it to exist. And this one starts with Zach's just like, never mentioned it before, but I've got this uncle who's a big time record producer and he's looking for a girl band, a girl version of New Kids on the Block.
Yes. Just as a quick correction, it is not his uncle, it is his dad's friend.
Oh, sorry. His dad's friend. Mm-hmm. How did I get uncle out of that?
Dude, I thought it was uncle until I rewatched it again today.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
And Zach brings that up because Lisa, Jessie, and Kelly sing I'm So Excited at the max.
Tonight, we're gonna make it happen. Tonight, we'll put all other things aside. Give in this time and show me some affection. We're going for those pleasures in the night. See?
All right.
And that was actually all three of the girls. Tiffany Thiessen, Elizabeth Berkley, and Lark Voorhees.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. It's a little pitchy.
Well, I
didn't think those were professional studio musicians.
They're 16.
Sure. No, it's totally believable. It sounds like high school sort of yell singing.
In comparison to a lot of the other things we're going to talk about, specifically Zack Attack, it's cool to see them actually singing in this episode. And they actually sing for the Hot Sundae song as well.
That's true. Yeah.
But this song, I'm So Excited, is originally a Pointer Sisters song, who I brought up earlier.
Yeah.
Because of Rich Eames touring with the Pointer Sisters, playing the piano for them.
There's always a connection in these things.
I'm So Excited is originally from 1982, and in case you've never heard it before, here's the original version.
Tonight, we're gonna make it happen. Tonight, we'll put all other things aside.
I love this song.
Oh, I love this style, this like workout music.
Right?
Did you watch Physical, the show?
I haven't.
It's got
The
a lot
Rose
of,
Byrne show, right?
yeah, it's got a lot of fun stuff like this and like deeper cuts that maybe we haven't heard as much.
I just can't get enough, and if you move real slow, I'll let it go. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. And I know, I want to.
So the record producer that Zach's dad knows really likes the demo that Zach and Screech secretly recorded of the girls.
Surreptitiously record in the locker room. But it's okay. Screech is in there, dressed as a woman.
As like a cleaning woman. Yeah.
Oh, and then he comes up with the name Sinead O'Connor, and he's like, I'm her mother.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Classic costume that the audience can clearly see, but the characters can't for some reason.
Yeah, they're completely blinded by it. So the record producer is a fan. Zach comes up with the name Hot Sundae, and the girls do a music video for a song called Go For It.
3, bang, 1, 2, 3, stretch. 1, 2, 3, bang, 1, 2, 3, stretch. Here's a message that I'm sending to you. You can do what you want to do. A little word never hurt no one. It's the only way to get things done. Put your mind to it, go for it. Get down and break a sweat, rock and roll. You.
So you mentioned a minute ago the workout music, and this is super on point with that. This is very much like a workout song. The music video is them in leotards doing stuff on trampolines and working out all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I think it's pretty on point. I think people were listening to a lot of this. You know, it's got Laura Branigan, early Whitney Houston energy.
I mean, Olivia Newton-John's Physical is one of the most famous workout songs.
Yeah.
But I would like to play a more little-known workout song that I'm a big fat fan of. It was originally written...
I know what this is, I think.
It was originally written as the theme song for the 1988 Crystal Light National Aerobics Championship. It's a song called Sweaty and Hot by sitcom royalty Alan Thicke.
That is the blueprint for a catchy song. I love that song so much. I think you showed me that for the first time.
I believe I did.
Years and years ago. I don't normally say this, but like that's one audience, go watch it on YouTube.
Yes,
the visual
please.
element adds to it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Alan Thicke, like you said, sitcom royalty, star of Growing Pains, but also writer of many sitcom and other television theme songs himself, notably including the theme to Different Strokes and Facts of Life.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, those are big-time theme songs.
Those are big ones. Yeah, Alan Thicke.
Did you happen to catch the other 3 girl groups that Zach mentioned the producer was interested in?
I've already forgotten their names.
Buns on the Run, Spiked Earlobes, and Zit Hit Machine.
Zit Hit Machine, yeah. Bunch of bad names.
Hot Sundae wins for sure.
Hot Sunday's looking pretty good. I just realized, do they ever explain that it's Sunday spelled like the ice cream thing? When he says Hot Sunday, I would just naturally assume that it's like the day of the week. But I know that it's Sunday like the ice cream thing because that's how it's spelled online.
I don't remember them saying it.
I don't think they have a banner or anything.
No.
I get maybe it's implied because they're born out of the Max, which is like an old timey soda shop to some extent.
Sure.
Well, real quick, I don't know if this fits here, but the bass line for the Hot Sunday song is like it's like halfway to Living on a Prayer.
Oh.
Like they're doing like some crawling thing there. And it's like you could hear it go further in your head, but it doesn't. It just stays on that one.
Interesting.
I enjoyed seeing the teacher, Mr. Dewey, again. I think he was in more than just that episode.
Yeah, he totally was.
Like, I don't remember a lot of the storyline from this, even from that episode, a super famous one. I know that I've seen it, but I don't like remember watching it. But I immediately, when I saw that guy, the like affectless, almost Ben Stein, but not quite that style, I was like, oh yeah, that guy was a highlight for me.
I understand what you're saying because I had forgotten that the caffeine pills and the Hot Sundae were the same episode.
The same thing, yeah.
Yes.
So what do you say we get to the main event, Zack Attack?
Ooh, I love Zack Attack.
The
They're
real
best.
band of the show. Well, I mean, Hot Sunday was a real band, but
Yeah.
Zack Attack's got multiple episodes. Starting with the very first episode in season 3, which, again, I guess was probably a pretty big deal because it's the episode where Zach and Kelly break up.
Yeah, very big episode. And it's also their first prom.
Oh, wow, yeah. I guess that makes sense. Timeline-wise, they were juniors by then, if this is the 3rd season.
Just to run through the band members and what they do. Zach is the lead singer and the guitar player. AC Slater on drums and vocals. Lisa Turtle on bass and vocals. Samuel Screech Powers on keyboard and vocals. Kelly Kapowski on vocals, and Jesse Spano occasionally on vocals.
Yeah, everybody in this group sings, and everyone can play piano.
Well, everyone in the school can play piano. That's just a fact.
Yeah, apparently. But right off the bat, Kelly's not in the band for this episode because she's like, my family needs money, and I gotta go work. I gotta go get a job.
The first song that we hear Zack Attack perform is called Make My Day.
Is this Jessie singing?
This is Jessie singing, yeah.
She sounds different.
I wonder why. The keys are pretty upfront on that song.
Everything's kind of upfront on that song. it's kind of a big old wall of sound.
Yeah.
It's got what I always call trash can guitars.
Oh.
Like 80s action movie guitars.
Uh-huh.
Like anyone who's not Eddie Van Halen playing like Eddie Van Halen. But yeah, notably different sound in the vocals.
Yes.
Do we know who performed these vocals?
I sure don't. No,
don't know.
I was unable to find who did the vocals when they are dubbed in this show. I was completely unable to find out that information.
Then are we sure they're dubbed, or did they just like
There's
take
no
lessons?
way. There's no way. There's no way.
It's a big change. And does Slater have a vocal bit on that song?
Not that one, but he does later on in the episode, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
That Make My Day song is heard twice in the episode. They are rehearsing it before the prom, and then they also play it at the prom itself.
And the storyline is this whole, like, Kelly gets a job at the Max waiting tables, and then there's like a new manager, and he's only a couple years older than her. He's a sophomore in college, I think they make him. So it's not, too creepy, I guess. It's a little creepy still. I don't know. But anyway, he's super nice, and she falls for him, and Zach is really bummed out because it's weird. At the beginning of the episode, she's like, I have to get a job. I can't be in the band. And he's like, that's okay, Kelly. No problem.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But like, as far as actually going to the prom, he's quite upset, that his girlfriend can't join him. So most of the episode is figuring out how to get her out of work so that she can go to the dance.
It's all about fulfilling old Zach Morris's wishes.
Yep. But she doesn't rejoin the band. She doesn't like pick up and sing. She's
not in this episode.
She's not part of the performances. Not in this episode. You're correct.
Not in this episode. Zack Attack performs a second song at the prom, but it is without Zach, and it is sung by Slater and Jessie. The song that they sing is a cover of How Am I Supposed to Live Without You? And they perform this song while Zach and Kelly are outside breaking up.
That's right.
They said you were leaving, someone swept your heart away. From the look upon your face, I see it's true. So tell me all about it, tell me about the plans you're making. And tell me one thing more before I go. How am I supposed to live without you?
Cue the breakup scene.
Yeah, that's Zach was supposed to sing it, I guess, and they're like, we can't wait on Zach any longer. They just sing it. I don't know, everyone's ability to just pick up a song and run with it, like after the Screech rewrite and the school song, everybody knows it.
Not only that, but they have a guest drummer because Slater is singing. So now there's just like a guy in a little bee costume there drumming away. Yeah.
Yeah, I really musically adaptable, these folks.
Yes, very much so.
I didn't realize that was a cover. I'm not familiar with that song.
Oh, really? So you don't know the original performer?
I don't think so.
It is none other than the Lonely Island muse, Michael Bolton.
Oh. Shit.
Tell me one thing more before I go.
Oh, I do know this song. I just couldn't hear it without hearing the Bolton, the Bolton belting.
Yeah, that's a 1983 classic right there.
Wow. Are those the only songs in this episode?
Yeah, because we get the one twice, and then we get How Am I Supposed to Live?
Gotcha. We're at some point threatened with a Belding song, right?
In this episode?
Isn't this the one where he says he's going to sing? He gets to sing one song with them?
Ooh, I don't remember.
Yeah, I think at the top of the episode he says, yeah, because originally they're supposed to have a DJ, and then there's a financial mix-up or something, and they have to can the DJ to get money for decorations, and then Zach's like, Zack Attack will just play, and Belding goes, on one condition, I get to sing one song, and they kind of make jokes about it, but I don't think it ever happens.
Okay. Things are starting to line up a little bit for me now, because I don't remember that happening. For once, you remember something happening that my brain doesn't remember in the viewing.
For once. Literally once. First time.
And now, I was going to save this because I wasn't sure where to put it, but now I have a clip of Belding singing that song with Zack Attack, Dustin. It's a deleted scene.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, buddy. Here we go. Are you ready for this? This is Belding and Zack Attack singing another cover. These boots are made for walking.
No shit.
You keep saying you got something for me. Something you call love, but confess
All of the band members slowly ran out of the scene
Gotcha.
as the song was going.
Okay, yeah. It's weird because it is referenced in the show, and I don't remember how they take care of not showing it. So that's funny that they shot it and then it just got canned.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Huh. Now, Shawn.
Yes.
Do you know that Dennis Haskins, the actor who played Mr. Belding, is quite the karaoke fan?
Dustin, I am so very aware of this fact because he used to co-own a karaoke bar in Los Angeles called Dimples, and I used to go there all the time.
No
you
way.
could buy a CD of Dennis Haskins singing at the bar.
Yeah. Is it by chance the CD Karaoke with Your Favorite Principal, Dennis Haskins, released in 2009?
It probably was.
Yeah, it's on Spotify. Here's a little sample that I have of Mr. Haskins performing California Dreamin'.
Leaves are brown, and the sky is gray. I went for a walk on a winter's day.
Just as a quick correction, Dennis Haskins did not have an ownership in Dimples. I misspoke.
If I was in LA, California dreaming on such a winter's day.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, I didn't know. So I saw like a clip of him talking and performing at the like closing of that bar.
He was there frequently.
Did
He
you
would
see
just
him
be there hanging at. I saw him once. Yes.
Nice.
And this place was awesome. They had a camera set up, so after you would perform, maybe like 15 or 20 minutes later, this old man would come walking out and he would give you a DVD of your performance and a picture. He would walk out like with a camera, like a big flash camera, and he would take your picture and he would print it out, and then he would give you this DVD of your performance.
Give or sell?
Give.
Wow.
They were free. Absolutely free.
Whoa.
Yeah, I used to go to Dimples all the time. I'm sure I have just a small stack of DVD performances of me at Dimples.
Wow. Now, just for good measure, I do want to play you a clip of something that I think goes a little beyond karaoke. In 2015, Dennis Haskins did release another, it's not an album, it's a two-songer. I wouldn't even call it an EP.
Okay.
Single, really, an A and a B side. But this one is called Belding's Blues.
Ooh.
And one of the songs he does on it, it is titled For the Good Times Delilah, and that's because it is a mashup of Chris Christopherson's For the Good Times and Tom Jones's Delilah, and he's retitled it For the Good Times Delilah. And it's got this kind of cool music going on.
It's like a Trent Reznor start.
Yeah, it's a bit dark.
Light on the night that I passed by her window.
Whoa.
I saw the flickering shadows of love on her blind.
Like, it's kind of cool.
I like that a lot. I genuinely like this.
Was my woman. As she deceived me, I watched and went out of my mind. Lay your head upon my pillow. Hold your warm and tender body close to mine.
Yeah, they like figured out how to package, the other thing he did was fun, but it's obviously a guy doing karaoke, but like they were like, we're going to take this unique thing you have and turn it into something. And that music was actually made by a guy named Shooter Jennings, who's the son of Waylon Jennings, who I think we talked about in our last episode. If we didn't, he was definitely influential on all that great old American country music those two movies covered.
Yep.
That was my one little find, was like, I dove into the Dennis Haskins stuff, and I was like, oh shit, he's got some Spotify material.
Did you expect me to know that?
I wasn't sure. I didn't expect you to know it in the way that you did. I didn't know about the Dimples thing at all. I was like, either he's going to be locked and loaded with 5 clips when I have 1 or 2, or I might actually surprise him on this one. But I'll take the win on the experimental EP thing.
Oh, that I did not know about. What do you say we dive into the rockumentary episode of Saved by the Bell, Dustin?
So this episode, Rockumentary, toys with a couple of tropes, right? Because right off the bat, it is a documentary about Zack Attack, the band, and it's also a dream sequence.
Yes, yeah. Uh-huh.
The classic way to do something and have it be erased at the end of the episode.
Though we are unaware that it is a dream sequence until the end of the episode.
That's true. We are unaware but confused. At least I was. I was like, wait, should I have watched the one before this? Do they get huge in that? Or like, because we drop right in and they're like, big time.
Yeah, it wastes no time.
I mean, they got Casey Kasem, for Christ's sake.
This is not the only episode Casey Kasem is in.
Really?
Yeah, he was in the dance contest episode of the show where the dance craze of the Sprain was born. Do you remember that?
No.
There was a big dance contest at the Max, a televised dance contest, and Screech and Lisa were paired up, but Lisa sprains her ankle, so they have to develop a dance around her sprained ankle. It's called the Sprain.
Nice.
And Casey Kasem is hosting this televised dancing event.
Oh, okay.
We get some fictional music lore in this episode. They are on the Friends Forever reunion tour. They have a record producer manager by the name of Brian Fate. There is another band in this episode called the Beach Buddies.
Uh-huh.
And there is a Billboard knockoff called Billbox.
Billbox, yes. The Billbox Top 100 or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I wonder why they couldn't just say Billboard.
Well, it seems like they couldn't do the Grammys either because they had to make up a fictional award show for them to win as well.
Oh, yeah, that's right. One thing that I thought was funny, even though this is a dream sequence and stuff can be different or whatever, but I thought it was funny that, like, no more talk of Zach's dad's friend or whoever the producer was for Hot Sundae.
Right.
He must have crapped out of the business or something, because now in this one, the big break is a record producer who's literally jogging by and hears them playing and is like, I want to sign you guys. Two things about this episode. This was another one where when I first watched it, I was like, hey, where's Jessie?
Yes, I thought the same thing.
I found an answer to this one.
Oh, okay.
Elizabeth Berkley, the actress, broke her knee and just like couldn't shoot for this episode.
Whoa, broke her knee.
Yeah, she just had to like sit it out.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so that was, question answered there.
Broken knee, that's wicked.
Yeah, it sucks. I don't know if they did any creative writing in the episode prior or some episode prior to explain her absence, but yeah, when I dropped into this episode, I was like, hey, she was like the other main singer in the band.
Yep.
And now she's out, but Kelly's back in singing.
Uh-huh.
They do all play the same instruments this time.
Yes.
So there's some continuity there. They play the same instrument, but I noticed they don't play the same physical instruments. All of their instruments have changed since the last Zack Attack episode. Which you would never notice watching that as a series, but watching them back to back, I was like, hey, they just got rid of all their old shit. Like Screech went from like a Casio to a Roland because it's printed on the back of the keyboard really big.
First, I want to talk about Friends Forever. I want to do the big song up front.
Yeah.
And it's the song everybody knows. It's called Friends Forever.
Friends Forever. It's wholesome teen material.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The more songs we hear in this Zack Attack section, the more I'm like, I wish we could find out who actually sang these songs.
Yes. Very much so.
There are a ton of people asking this online.
Yes.
And the consensus seems to be, yes, it's dubbed, but
who?
Just by some studio personnel we do not know.
Yeah, we need Scott Gale or Rich Eames to say something, please, God. We know you know. Is it one of you? Just take credit if it's one of you. Somebody knows.
Well, not Jesse's voice. It's not one of them.
Either way, I want to know who's singing these songs.
I would love that information.
At the end of the day, it pretty much just sounds like music made specifically for television.
Yeah.
I know that that's like a weird genre, but like it all sort of has the same sort of sound and feel to it when it's created for a sitcom, especially of the time.
But I think you're right. I think you're on to something. Friends Forever is ultimately a song that can only exist inside of a TV show. Because honestly, if it was a real song, I don't think it would be a hit. I don't.
No, I don't either.
Throughout this show, all the songs that we've talked about are pretty like, you've got to get to the chorus that you repeat a lot, because we're only going to use a certain amount of it on screen, and it's got to fit into the story and all those considerations you have to make. Mm-hmm. So they're all in service of something else, I think.
Right.
Friends Forever does get a callback, though, in the 2020 reboot.
It does. Yeah, in a pretty fantastic way.
In an episode that's full of, like, reminiscing about different things.
Yeah.
We get a little performance and an angry John Michael Higgins.
Who is very hysterical as the new principal of Bayside High in the reboot.
I haven't seen much of the show, but I believe you. I trust you, because he's always funny. Because everyone from that group is always funny.
And I did see every episode of the reboot. I thought it was outstanding. Super, super funny. Can't recommend it enough. Every time I recommend it to somebody, they look at me as if I'm pranking them. But I swear to God, I'm not. It is a fantastic show. I was super bummed when it was canceled.
Yeah, it's cool to bring something back, but do something different at the same time. Because I didn't see the Full House reboot, but it was pretty much do the thing again, right?
Yes, it was the same. It was the same thing.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Dustin. You see the red light?
Oh, yeah, I do.
We got ourselves another caller.
Oh, shit. Paul, probably.
We're not talking about Arrested Development. There's no way this is Paul.
He'll find a way.
Thanks for calling K-Flix Fiction Radio. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Oh, wow. I can't believe I got through. Long-time listener, first-time caller. My name's Jeff Hunter, and I'm calling from Missouri. I'm just a huge, huge fan of both of you guys, and, of course, of Saved by the Bell. The perfect show.
Awesome. Thanks for calling, Jeff. I mean, that's a little bit unfortunate of a name to have, being a giant Saved by the Bell stan, right?
Yeah, pretty much the worst name, actually. Yeah, I get a lot of guff from it on all of the stan forums, all of the Bell stan forums. And
I don't really understand this one, guys. Why is this name so unfortunate?
I guess I'll take that one because I'm the person who's been cursed with it. My name, Jeff Hunter, is the name of the college manager of the Max, who steals Kelly Kapowski away from Zach Morris, her one true love, that we, of course, later find out when they do get married in Las Vegas. So it's not a long-term thing. It's just a small-time thing, but I am cursed with the name, Jeff Hunter.
Gotcha. I mean, that's kind of cool. You still have a name from a TV show?
But it's just a different kind of day-to-day because I'm here and I'm talking to you guys, so this is awesome. Yeah. Zack Attack is my number one favorite band of all time.
Number one, number two? How does that work?
Well, my number one was Hot Sundae.
Oh!
But then my number two number one came out, and that was Zack Attack. I also have a number one, but we'll get to that later.
Sure. Wait, we don't want to rush you.
Yeah. But we're talking about Zack Attack specifically, guys, because Friends Forever touched my heart, because I wish that I had that. So it's one of those situations where I've always dreamt of being in the band, and they put me so close to being in the band in that episode that it was really, it's heartening.
Yeah. Okay. So you do have friends, right, Jeff?
Yes, of course. Yeah. I have a lot of people I work with. But, my favorite thing about watching this episode is it was it's a rockumentary. It's in its name, but it's the first and really, in my opinion, only television rockumentary. So it's the only one that I've ever watched that put me inside of what was going on with the band as it was going on with the band.
Are you saying this is the first time in television history they've done something like this?
Yeah. I'm 99.9% positive that the very first time that anyone ever broke down a band, like what was happening and what broke them apart, was this episode of Saved by the Bell. I think it created the format, perfected it, and I think it was the only time it was ever done.
Oh, that's the only time you've ever seen this format, Jeff.
Yeah. Like a real documentary about a rock band. That would be crazy. Could you imagine how many rock bands they could do that for? Imagine one for Hot Sundae. Like we could find out like what was truly going on with like, were those caffeine pills or was it like it was cocaine, right?
Jeff, they've done this a lot. It's been done a lot.
When?
I mean, Shawn and I, we referred to this episode as the Behind the Music episode of Saved by the Bell. Certainly you're familiar with Behind the Music.
Behind the what?
Behind the Music.
Behind the Music. What station did that play on? I only watched TBS and TNT.
VH1.
Okay. I'll look that up real quick. VH1.com. No, they only play RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah. It's not really on anymore.
No, and shows that talk about RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah, that's the current programming, Jeff. The 90s. Look up the title of the show, Behind the Music. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Behind the Music. No, that's 1996, guys. This episode of Saved by the Bell rockumentary is 1991. I know that for a fact. Because I was turning 7 years old. And on that day, it was my birthday. And I wish that I had friends around me, right? Because they were singing, friends forever. And I was blowing out my candles and I closed my eyes real hard and I wished. And like when I opened my eyes, it didn't happen. But like they were on television and like that was seriously something like formative for me. So I'll never forget that moment. And I searched what the first television rock and roll documentary was, and it says it's something called The History of Rock and Roll from 1995, so it stole this from the rockumentary episode. Yeah, absolutely. Zack Attack is the people that they owe hella royalties to, it looks like.
Huh. I was unaware of this knowledge, Dustin. Did you know this?
No, I had no idea.
I didn't even know that show existed.
Well, hey, we're all learning shit today, Jeff. Look at that.
Do you guys want to know my third, second, first favorite band?
Yes.
Okay, cool. It's called The Five Aces. Have you guys ever heard of them?
That can't possibly be your third, first favorite band, Jeff.
Oh, it absolutely is. You see, because in 1990, we had Hot Sundae. In 1991, we, of course, had the wonderful Zack Attack. And in 1992, we got the doo-wop sensation that was Five Aces. Man, I can listen to era after era of Saved by the Bell bands.
You're telling me that this is your third, first favorite band?
Dum-de-doo-be-dum-dum. Dum-de-doo-be-dum. Dum-de-doo-be-dum. Wow, 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 wow. Well, I love you, darling. That is the best song I have heard. Third from the best song I have ever heard.
Oh, all right. Okay. Fair enough.
We love some doo-wop on this show.
When Screech Powers does that, I cannot believe that Lisa Turtle didn't fall for him.
I mean, that would have ruined the whole joke, though, right?
What joke?
Yeah. Never mind.
Okay, cool. Cool. Well, hey, it was great talking to you guys. Before I go, I feel like we have made a connection here, So, could the three of us go out, in a little bit of Friends Forever? I have always dreamed about singing it with someone else but the mirror.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna.
Friends Forever.
Oh, he's just gonna do it. Yeah. I mean, it's not bad, but I still don't want to do it. All right, that's enough of that.
Shawn, how come when we get these call-ins, it's never like, yeah, I've seen the show, but I'm a normal person?
Ah, boy, I wish I could explain that, but I'm kind of glad that they're not, This is way more fun.
Yeah, touche.
That Behind the Music thing was crazy, so I had to look into that real quick. Turns out it's 97, not 1996. Either way, we were made to look like fools. So let's go ahead and jump back into the songs from this episode with Did We Ever Have a Chance? nice little ballad.
I've always wondered what an R&B tune would sound like out of the mouths of 5 California teenagers in the early 90s.
Yeah.
5, right? Yeah, because they all sing.
Yeah. So this is the song in the episode that wins the quote-unquote Grammy for best song.
Yeah.
And in the episode, they say that it's sold over 5 million copies.
It's hard to buy the Grammy thing, the 5 million thing, but I'm on this ride.
So since we're on the ride, let's kick it into high gear, Dustin. Did you notice the guitar in that song?
No, I was kind of focused on the vocals that time.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play it back.
Yeah.
Listen to the guitar.
Thought we'd always be together.
Okay, yep. Got some bluesy noodling going on.
So it dawned on me that it sounds quite a bit like one of my all-time favorite Dire Straits songs, Telegraph Road.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's that clean, like, Telecaster sound. Like, ain't no fuzz on that. Totally. Oh, man, I always love when we can bring Knopfler into this.
That's off of one of the best Dire Straits albums, Love Over Gold. I have the vinyl. That song's 14 minutes long.
No shit.
Oh, my God, dude. There's the most epic instrumental section of that would be so great to put underneath of a chase scene in a TV show or a movie. It is so good. Every time I hear it, I'm like, I want to get out and run from something.
That's cool. I need to check out more. I know I could do a top level survey of Dire Straits, but I don't know many of the album songs. So that's new to me.
Once again, not in sound, but in terms of thematically, I feel like Did We Ever Get a Chance is along the same lines of the 1986 Patti LaBelle and Michael McDonald duet, On My Own.
Something in my heart always knew I'd be lying here beside you. On my own. On my own. On my own.
So many promises. Never.
I fucking love Michael McDonald.
I was waiting for it. Yeah.
Now I know what love is.
It's like how a teddy bear would sing.
He looks like a teddy bear in
Yeah.
this video, too. He's got a big beard.
That's how I think of him, with the big beard. This is a time also when there were soft rock radio stations. Like, that was a genre
Yes.
that took up a slot on the airwaves. So, yeah, I mean, maybe I was harsh on our Saved by the Bell songwriters earlier. Maybe it fit right in.
And, you know, that song On My Own, again, doesn't necessarily sound a ton like the Zack Attack song, but
You're in that world, though, with the just with the, like, soft rock duet thing.
next up in the episode is when Screech, Kelly, and Slater present a song that they wrote to Zach and Mindy, who show up late to their recording session.
Go 1, 2, 3.
School is a bore when we're stuck indoors. Make it fun, put it out in the sun. Hit the beach, teach, let us learn while we burn.
What do you think, Dustin? Is it a hit?
I don't know if I heard enough to make that determination, but that, whatever that flavor that is of electric piano, which was in everything back then, that one in particular reminds me a lot of the Doogie Howser theme.
Oh, yes! Yes! Absolutely! That's funny. I like that.
Like when it first starts, it plucks the same like synapse in my head.
So in response to the song written by Slater, Kelly, and Screech, Zach and Mindy have written their own song for Zack Attack, and that is called Love Me Now.
Let's stay together, baby. Let's stay together. Let's stay together, baby.
Flash of light comes flying from your eyes.
Not Mark Paul Gosselaar.
No.
It feels so good when you're around. We're moving fast to all those death grooving sounds. Love me now.
Let's stay together, baby.
Love me now.
So that song is pretty chaotic to me. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I see what they're doing. They're going for more of a like Salt and Pep, New Kids, contemporary pop song.
Sure. I was trying to find something that would match the level of chaos that I was hearing in the song, and this is what I came up with. The song from 1989 called My Fantasy by Teddy Riley featuring Guy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Right?
It was a glorious time for drum sample pads, man.
Wasn't it?
Both of those kind of make me think of the Goosebumps theme song.
Oh, nice. Hey, man, you got a lot of good pulls in this one. This is good. That's awesome.
Like, I feel like they were trying to do a similar thing, but with a wordless intro song.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all early 90s nonsense. I love it.
So I know that there are a couple of other things that we could probably talk about in terms of Saved by the Bell having fictional music, you know, like their Glee Club episode, or the music made for the Buddy Bands commercial, or the song that they danced to for the sprain, or Jesse's cover of Oh Danny Boy, Oh Art Boy. But, you know, it's really not enough there for us to discuss. I don't have much to say about it. You haven't seen those clips, I would assume.
Nope.
So
I have nothing. But we've covered the acts that were properly performing musicians within the universe.
And even a little bit more so with the school songs episode,
Yeah, you're right.
because that's not necessarily, you know, fake bands or anything, but it is still fictional music, so worth talking about, I
Worth a
think.
mention, yeah.
So now that the episode is coming to a close, Dustin, I think you know what I'm about to ask you. Would you listen to Hot Sundae or Zack Attack had they been real bands in our reality?
Oh, this is unfortunately the easiest it's ever been for me to answer this question. No, I don't think I would.
And that's totally fair.
Does your answer differ greatly from mine?
No, it doesn't. I will say that Hot Sundae gets stuck in my head.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
The chorus for Go For It will get stuck in my head from time to time.
The songs were not too bad. They were catchy. I think the Hot Sundae falls victim to the just when it's the three of them sort of yelling together.
Sure.
It falls apart for me. But yeah. Okay.
I agree with you. I would not put them on if they didn't have an association to the show that I grew up watching.
Yeah, it's commendable what they did and how much music they did for this show. Way more than I realized whenever you first suggested we do a Saved by the Bell episode.
Yes, even I was surprised with how many clips I had open in my web browser today. And I'm also surprised by the runtime of this episode.
Yeah, I am too, man. Yeah, I thought this was going to be a quick and easy, and we found a lot to dig into, like we always do.
Yeah, well, that's the beauty of this show, man. It's a lot of fun, it's a lot of learning, and it's a lot of speculation, and I really enjoy all of those aspects. If you also enjoyed all of those aspects of this show, please give us a rating and a review on whatever platform you're currently listening to this on.
Yeah, and as always, check us out online at fictionradiopod.com for links to all the episodes, all of our social media, and drop us a line at fictionradiopod@gmail.com with your comments, suggestions, anything you want to say to us.
That's the end of class. We'll see you next week on K-Flix Fiction Radio.
Watching movies, jamming out. K-Flix 198.4 Fiction Radio.